They will beg to have you by their side. So don't blame me when it happens. If someone walked away from you, if someone underestimated your worth, if someone chose temporary comfort over permanent loyalty, I want you to hear this clearly. They will regret it. They will feel it. And sooner than you think, they will come back begging for another chance. But by then, you'll be so far ahead, so healed, so elevated, that their return will feel less like a victory and more like a distant echo of a life you've already outgrown. This is deep mindset. And today, I'm going to explain the psychological and spiritual laws that guarantee this outcome. Not because of revenge, but because of growth. Not because you're waiting for them, but because you chose yourself. Let's begin. 1. Absence reveals value. Here's the first truth. People don't appreciate what they have until it's gone. Psychology calls this the scarcity principle. When something is always available, the human brain takes it for granted. But the moment that same thing becomes unavailable, its perceived value skyrockets. When you were present, they had access to your energy, your love, your support, your attention. They didn't have to work for it. They didn't have to prove themselves worthy of it. So they treated it casually. But now that you're gone, now that your presence is no longer filling the empty spaces in their life, they're starting to notice what's missing. The conversations that made them feel understood, the care that made them feel safe, the energy that made them feel alive. And slowly, painfully, they're realizing they lost something irreplaceable. 2. Silence is the loudest response. When someone expects you to chase them, beg them, or break down without them, your silence becomes deafening. They thought you'd fall apart. They thought you'd come crawling back. They thought your world revolved around them. But instead, you disappeared. You stopped reaching out. You stopped explaining. You stopped defending yourself. And now they're confused. They're checking your social media. They're asking mutual friends about you. They're replaying your last conversations, searching for clues. Because silence doesn't give them closure. Silence doesn't give them control. And that lack of control is driving them crazy. Your silence is forcing them to confront the reality that maybe, just maybe, they were never as important to you as they thought. 3. You're glowing without them. Here's where the shift really starts. While they expected you to be miserable, you started healing. While they thought you'd be stuck, you started moving forward. And now, whether through social media, mutual connections, or just energetic shifts, they're noticing something. You're glowing, you're thriving, you're at peace. And that glow, it's magnetic. Because the version of you that exists now is not the same person they left behind. You've done the inner work. You've released the pain. You've rediscovered your worth. And this new energy is undeniable. People are drawn to you. Opportunities are flowing toward you. Life is rewarding you for choosing yourself. And they're watching all of this from the sidelines, realizing they walked away from the best thing they ever had. 4. They're comparing everyone to you. One of the most painful realizations they're going through right now is this. No one else feels like you. They've tried to move on. They've met new people. They've filled their time with distractions. But every new person falls short. Because no one else makes them feel the way you did. No one else understands them the way you did. No one else cares about them the way you did. And deep down, they're starting to accept that they're not going to find another you. Psychology calls this the comparison trap. Once someone experiences a high-quality connection, every future connection gets measured against it. And you set the standard so high that no one else can reach it. So now they're stuck, wanting you, missing you, but too proud or too scared to admit it. Yet, 5. The universe is teaching them a lesson. There's a spiritual law at play here. It's called karmic return. When someone treats you poorly, dismisses your value, or walks away without appreciation, the universe doesn't ignore it. The universe has a way of balancing energy. And the lesson they're learning right now is this. Good people are not replaceable. Loyalty is not common. Real love is not guaranteed. They took you for granted, and now life is showing them what it feels like to lose something real. This isn't about revenge. This is about growth. The universe isn't punishing them. It's teaching them. and the lesson won't end until they fully understand the value of what they lost, which means the regret is just beginning. 6. Regret hits in waves. At first, they felt relief, freedom, maybe even excitement about their decision. But regret doesn't hit all at once. It comes in waves. The first wave hits when they're alone and realize no one checks on them the way you did. The second wave hits when they go through something difficult and realize no one supports them the way you did. The third wave hits when they see you thriving and realize they were the problem, not you. And with each wave, the weight gets heavier. Because regret isn't just about missing someone. It's about realizing you had the power to keep them and chose not to. It's about understanding that your pride, your ego, or your fear cost you something irreplaceable. And that realization, it destroys people from the inside. 7. They will reach out. Now here's where it gets interesting. At some point, and it's usually when you've completely moved on, they will reach out. It might be a casual text, a random call, a comment on your post, an indirect message through a friend. They'll test the waters. They'll try to see if the door is still open. And when they do, here's what you need to remember. Their return is not your responsibility. You don't owe them a second chance. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them closure. Their regret is theirs to carry, not yours to fix. Because by the time they come back, you'll have already healed. You'll have already grown. And the person they're trying to reach no longer exists. The you that begged for their love is gone. The you that needed their validation has evolved. And the you that exists now, you don't need them anymore. 8. You won. Here's the final truth. This isn't about revenge. It's not about watching them suffer. It's about understanding that when you choose yourself, when you walk away from what doesn't serve you, when you refuse to settle, you win. You win because you kept your peace. You win because you protected your energy. You win because you didn't let their absence break you. And when they come back begging, it's not a sign that they've changed. It's a sign that you have. You became the person they wish they had valued. You became the energy they regret losing. And whether you let them back in or not, the lesson remains the same. You are not replaceable. You are not forgettable. And anyone who walks away from you will eventually realize they made the biggest mistake of their life. Closing words. So don't blame me when they come back. Don't blame me when they start liking your posts again. Don't blame me when they suddenly remember your birthday. Don't blame me when they text you out of nowhere asking how you've been. Because I told you this would happen. Not because you need them to validate your worth, but because the universe always reveals the truth. And the truth is this. You were never the problem. They were. You were never hard to love. They were just incapable of recognizing real love when it was right in front of them. And now they're paying the price. So when they come crawling back, you get to decide. Do you open the door? Or do you close it for good, knowing you already won by choosing yourself? If this resonated with you, drop one emoji in the comments. A crown if you're unbothered, a fire if you're thriving, or a broken heart if you're still healing. Whatever stage you're at, you're not alone. And if you want more truth like this, subscribe to Deep Mindset. We're not here to sugarcoat reality. We're here to empower you through it. See you in the next one.